make sure we talk about Bellarmine. They do a great job. They're extremely well coached. It's why we play them all the time. Really impressed with their basketball team. And one thing I wanted to play them so our guys would hopefully someday pass the ball as well as Bellarmine passes the basketball. They had 23 assists on 25 baskets, which is why they go to Final Fours and win championships at the Division II level. Scotty's a great friend of mine. He does a tremendous job of coaching. Our guys, it was a simple case of Bellarmine was, somebody forgot to tell them they weren't supposed to come try to play hard today. So, but, give our guys credit. They did what they had to do. Defended the three-point line much better in the second half. Defense was obviously much better in the second half. Veteran guys stepped up, gave us leadership.
You expected the three-point onslaught from them. I guess that was the only way they could beat you then.
Yeah, and if it was just a regular season game, obviously we wouldn't have been trapping as much. But we need to practice against somebody that's prepared for what we're going to do. They scouted us last week, and obviously, I wanted them to know what we were going to do, and I wanted them to be prepared. Because that's what's going to happen as the season goes on. Everybody's going to have film on you. Everybody's going to know your style. But I'm not. The final score of the game is not what I'm looking for. I'm not looking to just come out here and do certain things that would even, make it hard on Bellarmine. We got to practice trying to press a team that knows we're going to press, that's going to make the right pass, we're going to shoot the three before we can recover. So it was great practice for us. It was just tremendous work for our guys. This is exactly what you want out of an exhibition game.
Your press, you got a lot of mileage out of that. I would think you're happy with what that produced.
In the second half. First half, it produced 9 Bellarmine threes for the most part. But there's a wearing effect of the pressure that our guys are going to start to see. That teams are going to prepare all week for your game plan, and you're going to have to make some adjustments to what they're doing, and then until fatigue is a factor, the press is really not going to be a great factor. And then also we got to do a better job of communicating at times. But our energy level wasn't where it needed to be early on. So we got thoroughly out hustled in the first half.
The press also produced 9 turnovers in the first half.
Yeah, again, I don't know if they still gave up 9 threes. So, but the guys did a better job in the second half. Much better job with their press offense and making some adjustments.
Jermaine Lawrence probably feeling better today after 10-point level every day.
One foul.
The only guy I worry about how he's feeling is me, and they need to be worrying the same thing. If I'm happy with the way you play, or if I'm not.
You happy with the way you play?
His defense has got a long way to go. I was happy that he got 2 rebounds in the second half because he played 16 first half minutes and got 0 rebounds.
He also only had 1 foul.
But it's hard to play if you foul out in 6 minutes. But his attitude remains good. It's like I tell the veteran guys, you guys got to get guys in the right spot, because if we're going to play freshmen, you got to expect them to be in the wrong spot. Best team we've had here since 1963 might have had 2 freshman starters in 2000. As good as they both got drafted eventually, but as good as Kenny Satterfield and DeBar Johnson were, I can tell you by watching the films all year that year, they got beat every time defensively. The 3 veteran guys covered for them all the time. So that's just going to be par for the course all year with our freshmen. So we've got to do a better job of covering those guys.
Again, you shot only 9 3-point shots. Is there anything to take away from that, or?
No, I'd have to look at the film. we're just trying to eliminate challenge shots and get to the foul line a lot more. You know, Shaq Thomas obviously really struggled in the second half. He's going to be a great player for us, but he had a couple of turnovers and he had a charge and the ball thrown away where plays he's going to make. He's got to stop on 2 feet. But we're trying to get the ball as close to the rim as we can, make layups and free throws. If we're shooting threes, we want to make sure the right guys are shooting them under the right circumstances, which for us is the kick out. What we call anything's a 1-2 step into the line.
32 minutes for Justin, only 1 foul again. Twice in a row now he's shown.
Well, I spend a lot of time on Justin's behind in practice. I call it, if he looks at a guy funny, I call it foul in practice. It's just, you know, what you got to do. I mean, you got to ask yourself, if we're playing the best team on our schedule, for us to win, we need our best players on the floor. You can't, you know, and he's never been in that predicament before. He's always had another guy that if he fouled out could play. Last year, Titus could just play. They shared a lot of minutes together. Late in the year, he played a lot more, playing him at the 4 and the 5. But he's just always been a guy in defense of him that if he fouled, he had another guy at his position. For us to win this year, he's got to play 30 minutes. So, saying that, I got to make sure I'm coaching him to stay in the game.
What have you seen from Sean Kilpatrick in these 2 games? I mean, he's 7 for 10, 8 for 8 from the line. He seems really playing with confidence and at ease, and he knows what he needs to do.
Trying to slow him down. In fact, before he left, I was trying to get Reese Gaines to talk to him today. If not, I got to get Reese to call him. Reese is, as you guys know, is a great player at Louisville. Is a top assistant at Bellarmine. And you know, Reese's senior year, he was a lot like SK, combo guard, could make shots, could get to the rim. There's no need to force, because you're going to play 30, 35 minutes, and the ball's coming to you. Screens are coming for you, and the ball's coming to you. So there's just no need for you to ever force anything. There's no need to panic and feel like you got to make a shot. Just really trying to eliminate the challenge 3 from his shot and get him to read the defense and make him a scorer, not a shooter. And a lot of that is him just slowing down a little bit, playing with a calm to his game.
And he seems to be doing that.
He's still, yeah, you know, he's really worked hard on it. So at times, you know, he gets to a point where maybe he's passing up too many shots, but he'll find his rhythm. You know, he's not going to be like early in the game. He curled off the screen and didn't shoot it, and everybody probably wondered why he didn't shoot it. You know, he's not looking to shoot it 15-foot-2 off the first pass. We're trying to get layups, free throws, and wide open threes. He understands what we're trying to get to. So we spent a lot of time this week on our offense. I think that showed because our defense really suffered. We play a lot of games coming up, so we had to start working on zone offense, different things that teams may do, different types of zones.
You see your defense really
Suffered.
Okay.
Were you expecting more zone?
I'm not going to argue with the other adjective.
Were you expecting more zone from Bellarmine?
No. I mean, Scotty will play it, but he doesn't. You know, they're such a great help position man-to-man team that they don't really play a lot of zone in their league. So you know, he's going to do what he's. You know, he's great. That's why he's a great coach. He knows the things they need to practice to win Division II national championship. So that's what they do. You know, it'd be easy for him to come in here and just play 2-3 zone. It's why we play them and we stop playing certain other people maybe. Because he's going to come in here and play real basketball. The way they move the ball and the way they move people and their preparation's flawless. I mean, I'm just not telling you because he's my friend. I mean, he's one of the best coaches in the country. Probably the best non-Division I coach in the country.
Happy with how you guys did defending Vance Hall?
He probably
1 and 9.
In defensive Vance Hall, he's handling the ball against guys pressing him for 40 minutes, 35 minutes. Right now, he needs potassium tablets, I'm sure. But in credit to him, he's got 7 assists and he's getting other people's shots. It's why they win. Bellarmine understands that the open man is the go-to man. And we're trying to get that. We're trying to get to that ourselves.
Anything else?
Thanks, guys.